What's happening, boys and girls? This is Steve with AltCoin Buzz, and coming at you today to talk about some potential changes and things coming up for 2018. So, lots of big predictions. If you've been following our channel, you'll know that we've got some coins that we're holding out some mid and long-term hopes for, with some developments coming out in 2018. If this is your first time checking us out, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click that bell next to the subscribe button to get notifications when we drop some news, because if you know us, usually if we drop something, there's some action taking place on the market or getting ready to. So you want to be aware of that before something happens. But tell your friends and family about us. You know, if you've been watching us for a long time and your friends are still looking to get into cryptocurrencies, go ahead and refer them to our channel and see if we can help make some sense of it for them. All right, so let's dive in here and take a look at what's going on. Now, the market had a little bit of a recession since yesterday. About $25 billion came out of the market. It looks like Bitcoin may have been a big progenitor of that, but Ripple's going up. This is good stuff here. Let's go take a look. And Ripple has had quite a heck of a run, going up about 500% in the last few weeks. And that's because it's one of the first major cryptocurrencies to get some serious buy-in from legitimate businesses. And by legitimate businesses, I'm referring to, of course, the banks, global banks around the world in Japan, Korea, and US. But if you look at how it's inflated massively in terms of Satoshi and US dollars in recent months. Now, compared to way back when Bitcoin was a much lower store of value, back in early to mid 2017, sure, the Satoshis were way higher. But right now, if you were buying into it right around this period here, mid-November, when it was stale and around 20 cents, it boomed. So it's moonshot since then, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that this coin has pretty much gone mainstream. Now, it's not fully decentralized. It's actually a centralized coin. You can't mine for it, and all the exchange or the processing is actually done on a centralized platform. But look at how many markets it's on, how many different currencies are pouring into it. So people around the world have definitely taken interest. It may or may not be too late to get in on Ripple, but just worth pointing out that some of these coins, the majority of these 1,300 and some odd coins, as we're getting close to 1,400 cryptocurrencies, the majority of these are actually just speculative currencies. Ripple, on the other hand, it's legitimate. It's not just like Bitcoin where it's a store of value. It's actually a medium of exchange for financial institutions. So, and financial tech has certainly been a major focus of a lot of these ICOs that came out in 2017. It's going to be interesting to see in 2018 what coins, what type of industries take to the blockchain, but it certainly makes sense in the financial tech world, considering most people view the blockchain as a source of currency. All right, so taking a look at what else is going on. There's been some speculation that maybe Bitcoin Gold will be one of the next currencies to be added to Coinbase. We've been hearing for a while that Ripple may be added to Coinbase. Just be aware of that, and try to dig into any of that news. And the moment you find any credible source that lists that those are going to happen, that could be some serious price action. So even still in 2017, the next couple of days, it's possible that something like that could happen. But definitely be on the lookout. I don't think that another currency might see the same boon that Bitcoin Cash had seen once they got listed on Coinbase. That coin shot up a massive percent. If we look at Bitcoin Cash over the last month or so. So let's go ahead and take a look at those charts. Over the last month, you saw right before the listing, the coin being basically doubled in price. It's pulled back quite a bit some, but still a lot of long-term potential for Bitcoin Cash. You might see it stay somewhat stable. I saw some predictions that 2018 may be the year for Ethereum. So all these different ERC20 tokens that are built on its platform may start shedding some light on Ethereum, but some things are going to have to happen with Ethereum for that really to make some big moves. So let's just briefly talk about that. So in terms of Ethereum, what we're really looking for is the delivery of the Lightning Network. And if they come through on the Lightning Network, then you could really see some massive push on this currency. I mean, it's had huge gains. It was like $250 when I was looking at it. Yeah, so right around there. and then now it's gone up 3x in value. Well, I don't think its run is over. I think it's just at the beginning of seeing the limelight there. And it's one of the most widely adopted cryptocurrencies. It's already on Coinbase. It's on most exchanges, and certainly, it's the fuel on Ether Delta. It's I can't tell you off the top of my head how many of these 1,300 and some odd cryptocurrencies that are on the market are based on Ethereum, but you can bet your bottom dollar that it's quite a few of those. So once the Lightning Network rolls out and actually gets launched officially, then you can bet that the enhancement will roll down to the other cryptocurrencies as well. But that will greatly speed up Ethereum, because Ethereum's not quite mature enough, or not quite ready enough to go mainstream. And maybe none of these cryptocurrencies are. I mean, Ripple might be, IOTA, could be, but Ethereum and Bitcoin certainly have their challenges. Ethereum being a technology that you could build a lot of processes on and not just currencies, it has to update big time. And Lightning Network's going to allow you to open up Lightning wallets. That might be, Lightning wallets are the equivalent of that, Lightning ledgers, of which you can easily pass information back and forth off of the main blockchain, and then resolve those contracts at a future date at any time, and then pass that back into the blockchain to reconcile and distribute the balances based on which column in the ledger they're in. That would be massive, because if we wanted to set up a protocol between, like, say, myself and you, like, let's reinvent CryptoKitties, for example, and say that, we all know that CryptoKitties had eaten up a double-digit chunk of the Ethereum network processing power when it launched. I don't know if that still holds true, but basically, if we set up a Lightning ledger, what it would do, it would open up a ledger between you and the CryptoKitties development team. And then any money that you purchased back and forth to breed and sell and purchase these kitties would just become ticks on a ledger privately between you and them. So it'd be off network. You wouldn't be waiting for network times to process those types of transactions, and it would free up a lot of nuisances, if you want to call it that would be on the smart contract system for Ethereum. So be on the lookout for that, because the moment that launches, you could probably see Ethereum, and I'm just going to make a ballpark prediction, but you could probably see that make massive price action. So, I mean, to say it would triple would mean to say it would take on roughly the market cap of Bitcoin, but 2018 is going to be a crazy year. We don't even know who's going to be the top cryptocurrency in terms of market cap by 2018, but Bitcoin's time might be up in terms of the top, because these Ripple came out of nowhere, relatively speaking. Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum, they're all contending. Litecoin, if Charlie Lee's teaser about Litecoin is any indicator of possibly something major happening, and really interesting for him to sell off his entire stake in his own coin due to conflict, citing conflict of interest or potential conflict of interest, Litecoin could see some massive action too. So, be on the lookout for those. But BitConnect is up big time. Look into those guys. I'm not saying look into them in terms of like, hey, get into them while they're up here at a stupid high price. But there's been a lot of conjecture, a lot of back and forth about whether they're actually legitimate. Certainly they have a marketplace, and people have been doing Bitcoin loans, giving Bitcoin to BitConnect, but you're getting paid back in in the BitConnect coins, of which basically they've established that if they're mining on a master node from their initial pre-mined amount, that they're just paying off a dividend off of that and not really using a trade bot. I don't know. Comment below, is there actually any real evidence that BitConnect has a legitimate trade bot? That would be groundbreaking. And if it comes out that they don't, and they're really just working off of their, paying you off of an assumed interest from their master node on their mining, I don't know if people really care, right? I mean, if you're printing money and you're able to give them money and they're able to give you money, then maybe it doesn't matter. But to me, I think it would greatly delegitimize the core of their foundation. Verge, you're going to see crazy price action there with Verge. I know I like it, but there's a lot of people out there claiming it's a crap coin, claiming that Wraith protocol is garbage. There was a controversial tweet about the fact that their development team doesn't even talk anymore. Who knows? But whatever. Money's been made on Verge, and I'm still holding a massive core position there, massive in terms of my wallet at least, or my portfolio. Speculating that maybe Verge has a lot of potential. And I think that privacy coins in general, if you've been following me, you know that privacy coins have a lot of potential. Coin has had some updates. I was talking about Coin back when it was around half a cent, and then it shot up and kind of sat still for what felt like a minute, and then has shot up again. So the Coin is decentralized data storage. So it's not unique in the terms of being a blockchain-based business that delivers decentralized data storage. We've talked about a few other projects and done some reviews of other platforms, but right before Christmas they had launched an update to their infrastructure, so that was big, and it had to do with their data storage and the integrity of that. Currently, there's still a cheap place to get decentralized cloud storage, still a few dollars a month as compared to Amazon and Azure Cloud from Microsoft. So. All right, let's take a look here. I wanted to get down to one of the other coins that was here listing. All right. Jeff just talked about Dent. Check out his video on Dent. A lot of you guys were asking us to dive into that a little bit, so we finally did. I know there's been a lot of other requests for DentaCoin, not to be confused with Dent. DentaCoin down here, that's in the dental industry. Dent is actually a worldwide telecom company for mobile cellular networks. So that would be really interesting if you can create a global cellular network, but it's had a lot of price action too. So VertCoin, this is another one of my favorites, and here's what's really, VertCoin is doing kind of what Litecoin did for the longest time, and a lot of people say it has the potential to surpass Litecoin, but you'd have to really tell if it has the individual coin capacity to pass that. You'd have to compare circulating supplies and stuff. And it's certainly way off on its market cap compared to VertCoin. You'd have to grow this by a factor of like 100 times almost, possibly, to get there. But it's had massive price action. Interesting what I was going to say there. Massive price action or something like that. But you look right now, and in terms of Satoshis, it's down in price. So that's interesting, but it's up in price in terms of USD, and that's just interesting to look at. But if you're trading Satoshis, you'll notice it's off its all-time high, so it could be a good chance to scoop it up. I still feel like it's a good chance to scoop it up. Anytime under $8 with VertCoin currently seems to be a good price. But this one is sort of boring us, but we're holding this as a long term, right? So VertCoin's not an overnight success. Maybe one day it will be, and then you'll be like, wow, it came out of nowhere. But we've been talking about it for a while. I'm holding a decent chunk of these VertCoins, really looking forward to what's coming up in 2018. So that's kind of what we want to talk about. They just had their wallet update. So to some people, that's a big deal, because storing the coins in your wallet, if your wallet is glitchy, then you don't have a lot of confidence in the safe storage of your coins. You certainly can store them other places other than just your Vert wallet. But right around Christmas time, they also had their first business transaction on Vert. So somebody checked into the Coral Rock Hotel Zanzibar and paid for it in Vert in East Africa. So surprising that none of this information has really driven any considerable price action. But take a look at what's basically getting ready to launch here. They're already listed on a ton of different exchanges, but there's still people donating money in order to get listed on even more exchanges. So that is something there. VertCoin is potentially basically in the bullpen, if you want to think about it that way, warming up, waiting to do something. And 2018 could potentially be a big year for it. Subscribe to them and be on the lookout. If you want to follow up with these guys, they're at VertCoin on Twitter. They don't seem to post every day, so you're not going to get your news feed blown up. But I can tell you that anytime they post something, it's going to be worth looking into. And one of these days, just like Ripple, one of these days it's going to boom. So you can't necessarily purchase a massive amount of coins even at the $7 price, but get in on it. Let's say you bought 20 of these bad boys, so for about $150, and then you sat on them, and then they became worth something anywhere close to one of the top 5. Then you'd be looking at possibly making 10, 20x gains. So definitely worth looking into. No promises there, but I'm holding out on it, waiting for something big to hit that market. And if they get listed on some other exchanges, that might be a win. But at this point, Vertcoin is almost boring me, but I'm sitting on it. I'm holding this thing because there's just way too much potential for this coin to just be sitting flat like it is. And I really think that at $7, so many of the newbies coming into the market are really trying to gobble up these micro coins. And Jeff and I have taken an interest in micro coins as of late. And it's really not for the security of our portfolio. I'd say that both of us have a very comfortable portfolio for who we are and how much money we've invested into the market. But it's really just because it's more of a why not? Like, why not get into some of these micro coins? But if you're just getting started out, you don't want to be diving in, or at least not putting a large amount of your coins, your portfolio into these. Some people call them crap coins. Some people have some worse names for them, but those types of investments could really disappear overnight. But something that's usually listed in the top 100 has less of a chance. But I think by 2018, it'd be interesting to see how many ICOs we've got that launch that bring this number up. And also, sadly, how many of these we're going to have to bury over the course of next year. We'll have to do an anniversary video and pull up and see, how the market looks different next year at this time versus this year. If you're in the U.S., be aware there has been some supposed proposed tax changes in terms of capital gains and income recognition on cryptocurrencies. So. Not trying to spread FUD, but just trying to make you guys aware so you could be smarter. If you've listened this long into the video, you're definitely interested in cryptocurrencies, but go ahead and check out what's going on with potential changes in taxes moving forward into 2018. Right now, the way it sits in the US, you can move coin from coin and you're not getting charged or you're not getting sent anything that would report as income. It's when you cash out that you're supposed to report your gains as either personal income or capital gains, depending on the amount. And that's great because you've been able to, double your money here, throw some money there, and you have your ups and your downs. And then if you're not taking money out, you're not getting taxed on it. And that's kind of like a 401k or IRA type of concept. But now they're looking at actually considering that when you trade like for like, because this is not a real estate transaction, that when you trade token for token, if you're up or down, that would start to get recognized. But they're going to have to rely on the exchanges to really kind of report that. And if you've been tracking multiple coin portfolios and holding 10 different coins, 15 different coins, or maybe more, that outside of having a spreadsheet, there's really no consolidation at this point that really even helps you keep great transparency on what you paid. Plus, let's say you paid Satoshis and you sell it later. Well, what the heck? How much, are you reporting it? You're reporting your gains in terms of Satoshis or US dollars. And that the tax man's going to want to know the US dollar number on it. But let's say you lost out and your trade went down in terms of Bitcoins. Well, that's the language we speak here on the market. But so is that necessarily fair to be taxing people? Let's say Bitcoin goes to 100,000, but you were holding Ethereum that went only up to like 1,000. So you made some money in terms of USD, but you lost in comparison. You went down 80% or 90% in that case relative to Bitcoin. You'd be losing in terms of what a lot of crypto traders speak in terms of. But comment below what you think for 2018. What's going to be the big game changer? So like not based on the coins that we see on the market today or any ICOs you've currently heard of. What's on the horizon that is like revolutionary and a paradigm shift for this cryptocurrency market? What do you see coming in as a big game changer and doing some cleanup and just rewriting the rules of how cryptocurrencies and ICOs take place? Anyways, good talking to you guys. Stay tuned for some more videos. Jeff's got some coming out here in a little bit, and I'll be back on in the evening time, US time. This is Steve signing off from AltCoin Buzz. Take it easy.